World News Headlines at 7 a.m. London time, September 20, 2025. Hello and very warm welcome to Amish Shakil 5858. I am Amish Shakil. Following are the news headlines which have been reported by American, European, Asian, Canadian, African, and Australian news channels and AFP, AP, Reuters news agencies. So now please let's watch the news headlines.
Tonight, several breaking stories as we come on the air. The chaos in the air. A major radar and communications outage causing chaos at two major airports. Air traffic controllers unable to communicate with each other.
We've lost all radar on vacation.
Pilots forced to relay messages through a plane that didn't have contact, and you'll hear it. More than 1,000 flights canceled or delayed. Tonight, some chilling images. The urgent search for a 2-year-old boy swept away while in a car with his father amid horrific storms. Tonight, major news when it comes to getting the COVID vaccine this fall. The vote just today, and the major change to suggesting people should decide for themselves. The government will not be making recommendations from the CDC, and there is reaction already coming into tonight. Well, let's every
retired NY
Robin White. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I'm able to rifle
well, curious if you list which the best fourth to get up there one squad car is gonna get up which seems
so the looter was tight on my sports no woman. But right when I came been out it was tutor you just run. This was into
administration compliance show.
From X-Ray Canada, the Irish hip-hop group banned by the federal government over allegations of amplifying political violence. Plus, missing for months, the latest search efforts of two ocean. Oh, there's like the law. And meat censorship. Roscoe storage.
But with an auto cannot give an inch. Late night hosts rallied around Jimmy Kimmel. That is blatant censorship.
Social media is active.
When I don't take the show.
Playing things safe around here, are they? New Backroads, Thursday at 8. Today, optimists work out what's it here? That's good enough. Russian warplanes Estonian airs prompting immediate talks between NATO allies. US President Donald Trump claims he reached a deal with Chinese counterpart over TikTok ownership, and Geelong locks in a spot in the AFL Grand Final. Hello and welcome to ABC Senior Ruby Corner. We're standing by the show live press conference to you when it happens. Mr. Drew also addressed the media yesterday, so it will be the second time he's fronted the media about the Optus outage on Thursday that resulted in the deaths of 3 people. The Federal Communications Minister says she's going to get to the bottom of
outage. 106 Australia. 8 with babies and unhad like remains scarce. Reporter Eva Blandis has more from Adelaide.
Annika Wells did say that in by communications with a number of and is a little I find it hard to put into words how this could have possibly been allowed to happen again, given what happened in 2023 was the full review what happened with the Optus outage in 2023. Those recommendations were accepted by government. We have been working diligently on them. Many of the things that happened in this outage are failures to implement some of those recommendations, including alerting the public or emergency services authorities, and that is what I find to be particularly disappointing.
And the South Australian Premier Peter Malinowskis has also said.
Premier Peter Malinowskis said he now understands that this outage lasted for 10 hours.
And emergencies and politics.
It's really are the plans to continue unprecedented force. The war in Gaza to really to bring Palestinians from our responded leaving the air fighter over new waters. Estonia's government has decried an unprecedentedly brave incursion by the Russian planes on Friday, the latest in a series of violence that have rattled out. The visitor climbed 400 courses for review of the victim of the city.
This is DW News, and these are our top stories. Requested Constitution under Article 4 of the Washington Treaty. And jets violate Estonian airspace. Time for its content. Trump sued the publisher over 3 articles in a book by 2 of the Times reporters. District Judge stated that the complaint is a decidedly improper and permissible effort to attack adversaries. The Internet Committee has athletes will be elite in the 26 weddings. However, they will have to take under a neutral flag the only individual event. The war. This is online.com.
US President Donald Trump gave progress on a TikTok deal after a phone call with Xi Jinping, saying they agreed to meet face-to-face next month in South Korea. Hits miles. It's environmentalists calling it a moment survey. That's the latest.
This is Asia Now.
Good afternoon. It's 12 p.m. in Singapore and Hong Kong, 9:30 in New Delhi, and 11 o'clock in Jakarta. The speed Both confusion with over an unprecedented violation. Moscow denies the claim. The Wolf Treaty to protect international water keynote is set to Onyx Germany. Progress.
You're not turning a blind eye to Russia's aggression, its invasion of Ukraine.
I have no idea about it. I don't know anything about the current situation that's happening. So
You don't know about it?
I don't want to speak about it as well.
Do you know that Ukrainian civilians are dying? That was take one. Thank you. Whitewash. And here's take two.
No,
Do you agree with that? Are you showing support for a war? Are you showing support for the Russians?
Смотрите и слушайте.
The contest isn't completely new. The intervision was first launched in the 1960s as an instrument of Soviet soft power. Its revival, Moscow says, is not political. We want Russia and the Russian people to be known. We consider the barriers erected by the collective West to be harmful. Compared to Eurovision, there is one key difference. Instead of camp, the vibe is conservative. While Eurovision is often a celebration of all things LGBTQ+, there's absolutely no mention of any of that here. That's because in Russia, sexual diversity and inclusion are seen as a symbol of what the Kremlin calls the West's moral decline. So instead, the focus here is on what organisers say are traditional values. So how do Russians feel about flying the new flag?
We don't miss Eurovision. No, it was horrible, especially lately. I didn't like watching it at all.
I'd like to believe that this isn't a political event, but rather an event that unites nations and people. It will unite some nations, but also deepen divisions between others. Russia and the West are singing very different tunes. Ivor Bennett, Sky News, Moscow. Pretty long now from the fallout from Russia's decision to send jets through Estonia yesterday. Now, 3 Russian MiGs entered Estonian airspace for 12 minutes. They were intercepted by NATO jets. Estonia's Prime Minister has said his country is now seeking a consultation on NATO's Article 4, which will bring the issue to NATO's principal decision-making body. Meanwhile, Britain's Defence Secretary John Healey accused Moscow of reckless and dangerous activity. President Trump was also asked about what happened.
Russian jets entered Estonia's airspace today for 12 minutes. Do you see that as a threat to NATO?
Well, I'm going to have to look at it. They're going to be briefing me in a short while, so I'll let you know about it tonight or tomorrow.
What's your take in general?
Well, I don't love it. I don't love it when that happens. It could be big trouble.
The Russian Ministry of Defense put out a statement denying the incident, saying the flight was conducted in strict accordance with the
Africa News. The news.
The parties of the 2 main candidates in Malawi's presidential election declared victory Thursday, drawing rebukes from the Electoral Commission, which is yet to announce results. Tuesday's vote is expected to be a close race between President Lazarus Chakwera and talent Peter Mutharika, the former president who was beaten by Chakwera in the last elections 5 years ago. Officials from Chakwera's Malawi's Congress Party and Mutharika's Democratic Progressive Party held separate news briefings and said their candidates had won. The Malawi Electoral Committee says it has counted more than 99% of votes but hasn't declared any results, keeping a country struggling through an economic crisis and a soaring inflation on edge. The presidential race had 17 candidates, but analysts say it was likely to be a close contest between Chakwera and Mutharika. A candidate must get more than 50% of the vote to win.
The suspension follows the arrest a month ago by Malian authorities of a French national accused of complicity in a coup plot against Bamako's junta. Mali said the man named Yann Vezelier was acting on behalf of France's spy agency. He was arrested alongside 2 army generals and 8 other people. France protested his arrest, saying Vézillier was an accredited member of its embassy in Bamako and that accusations against him were unfounded. On top of holding counter-terrorism cooperation, France has also expelled 2 Malian diplomats. They have until Saturday to leave the country. Mali retaliated by expelling 5 staff of the French embassy. The individuals left Bamako on Sunday, the New Republic reported, citing a French diplomatic source. In 2022, Mali cut military ties with former colonial power France and has turned to Russia for support.
The world's water resources are under growing strain from climate change, according to a new report released Thursday by the UN's World Meteorological Organization. Speaking in Geneva, WMO Secretary General said water-related disasters are becoming more frequent and severe.
Unfortunately, water-related hazards continue to cause major devastation this year. The latest examples are the devastating monsoon flooding in Pakistan, floods in South Sudan, and the deadly flash floods in the Indonesian island of Bali. And unfortunately, we see no end to this trend.
The WMO's 2024 State of Global Water Resources report found that last year was the hottest in 175 years of record keeping, with global temperatures averaging 1.55 degrees Celsius. It also raises alarm over accelerating glacier melt and the lack of global data on groundwater and water quality.
And other parts of South America, as well as Southern Africa, were gripped by severe drought. On the contrary, it was very wet in Central, Western and Eastern Africa, parts of Asia and Central Europe.
The WMO says urgent investment in monitoring, data sharing and early warning systems is vital because what happens to the water cycle in one region increasingly affects communities worldwide.
Tonight, breaking news, shots fired at an ABC station in Sacramento. Officers now on the scene, at least 3 bullet holes seen fired into the ABC building. Authorities say nobody was injured. Demonstrators supporting Jimmy Kimmel were seen outside the station just yesterday. This coming amid rising tensions after Kimmel was suspended indefinitely, with questions still swirling about his future. Top Republican Senator Ted Cruz breaking with President Trump, suggesting the FCC's tactics were right out of the movie Goodfellas. Also breaking tonight, the high-stakes CDC advisory panel's vote on COVID shot recommendations that may leave Americans confused. Plus, the president's rare phone call with the leader of China, saying a TikTok deal has been approved to avoid a U.S. ban. But the big question remains, who will run TikTok in America? Plus, the incredible video of Hawaii's Kilauea volcano now erupting. The surprise discovery in Maine, what one homeowner found stuck in a well on his property. How rescuers got this moose out. This is the DC Nightly News with Tom Youngans.
Good evening, I'm William Brangham. Jeff Bennett and Ahmed Abbas are away. On the News Hour tonight, the future of TikTok hangs in the balance after President Trump and Chinese President Xi negotiate a deal to keep the app in the U.S. The Senate rejects stopgap measures to avoid a looming government shutdown. And a leading historian joins the ongoing debate over how to interpret the U.S. Constitution.
We really have abandoned that very idea of amendment, the idea that it is our Constitution and that we are the authors of it. And by not changing it, we submit to possible abuses.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by Friends of News.
ABC for pulling Jimmy Kimmel off the air as the president again threatens to pull the station licenses of networks that protests against ABC for pulling Jimmy Kimmel off the air as the president again threatens to pull the station licenses of networks that criticize him. That is blatant censorship.
Also tonight, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s vaccine advisors recommend leaving it to individuals to decide whether to get a COVID shot.
It's a wrap. We're in Puerto Rico on the eve of superstar Bad Bunny's big finish to his residency.
And Steve Hartman on the road with the tall hail.
So you grew 7 inches in 1 year.
One summer. That's absolutely true.
From CBS News headquarters in New York, this is the CBS
Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. Israeli forces continue to advance deeper into Gaza City, forcing tens of thousands of Palestinians onto coastal roads away from the city center. Malnourished children and critically ill patients are among those displaced, ordered to go south as Israel seeks to seize Gaza City. Speaking to Al Jazeera, Palestinians recount non-stop strikes with the Israeli military blowing up entire neighborhoods. The World Health Organization warns hospitals are on the brink of collapse. Israeli soldiers have killed at least 21 Palestinians since dawn. This is a Hakfana of displaced Palestinian mother.
They threw leaflets on us and told us to leave. Now there's no place for me to go to. I don't have a tent or anything. As you can see, we have been walking for 4 days. We're in the street now. No tent, no shelter, nothing. I asked all relevant parties.
Thank you for watching Amish Shakil 5858. I am Amish Shakil. I hope you will visit again. Have a good life. Bye-bye.